ready for my close-up.
Yeah, when you're ready, get this guy close up if you can.
Here we go.
Not really.
Yeah, hi, I'm Eddie Appelfeld. I'm Promotions Director of WCBM, WQLL Radio, at least as far as today is concerned. Started here in May of 2001, so that's 74 years. You know, we don't know. Until we find out, I'm going to stay employed here. No, actually, I'm the Promotions Director, which encompasses a lot of things, taking care of contests, getting prizes, taking care of the public appearances, getting the talent out and about, taking care of making sure everything is set up, the tables and the signs and the banners, writing press releases, that kind of thing. It's sort of a conduit between the station and the public. Well, because I was too tall to be a jockey. And actually, I had an uncle who was in Baltimore Broadcasting at the very beginning. He was at the beginnings of television, really. And I used to go to the TV station where he worked, and I watched what he did, and I said to myself, you know what, this looks like fun. So I started hanging around, went to school as a mass comm major. He helped me get my first job in radio while still in school at 2 small radio stations in Maryland. And then my career skyrocketed to what you see before you today. Well, there's 2 radio stations here. One is WCBM 680 on the AM dial. It's talk radio, conservative talk, issues of the day. Now, particularly busy with the political stuff, you know, the elections and all that. And WQLL 1370 AM is music of the 60s and 70s. I wanted to be an astronaut. I wanted to be the first man on the moon. I missed that. But no, not really. No, I was very happy with what I've been doing. I've been doing it now for, it's over 30 years, been close to 40 years actually. So I'm happy with media. It's been good to me. I like to also maybe work in the circus to be the guy shot out of a cannon. That seems like a fun job.
That does.
Radio, I don't know, finalize is maybe too strong of a word. My respected guys, these are people you'll never know, and people who watch this because a long time ago. Galen Fromm and Ralph Hertzgar, these are people who started in radio. Jay Grayson back in the 50s. In the 60s, they were on local radio. Fat Daddy here, who was one of the ethnic stations. Hot Rod. Johnny Dark, who is actually still around today, was at WCAO, which when it was a music station, now it's Heaven 680, Heaven 600. So those are the people I respected. Well, first of all, you have to turn on a radio. You have to own a radio. I think that's very important. You must have a radio. You should maybe go to school, get a good educational background. I think it's paramount important that you have to finish your college education. And if you're lucky enough to get started in a small station, you're not going to start in a Baltimore market, too big. You have to start in a small station, and when you're working in the small station, you do everything. Maybe you do news, maybe you do you're a disc jockey, maybe you rip the news from the wire machine. Maybe you turn the station on in the morning, turn it off at night. That's the best way. If people are looking for experience, and then you're there for a little while, then maybe you can move. The typical way, then you move up to a higher station as far as how many watts, and then to a bigger market and a bigger station. Or you're born into a rich family. That's the best way, actually. You know, you have your parents buy a station and you go right in. I would actually suggest that. Not really necessary. I mean, it doesn't have to be the mass comm. Mine happened to be, but it could be in English, it could be in literature, it could be in history. It didn't really matter. You have a good basic college education, because they don't ask you in a job interview, what was your major and what did you learn? And it's helpful to have it in case you have to fall back on something. But if you have a working knowledge of the industry and communications, that's more important. I think also knowing a lot about algebra is very important. That's the most important thing in geometry. You have to know those angles. Know your algebra, exactly. I have a bumper sticker that says the same thing.
15 years or so ago, when I first started doing this, you didn't have very many options.
Dr. Amy Cohen, Ellicott City, Easton, Kearney, and Annapolis. Dr. Amy Cohen.